Hello everybody, just wanted to show you our old house in Atsiki. It's boarded up now, nobody lives in it, inside is falling down. But anyway, this is the house we were born, all three of us, and grew in it until we were 11, 12 years old and we went to Nirina. This is the front of the house, this is the entrance to it. There's a veranda over here, and there's 5 steps going up this way. The steps were concrete, and I was such a bad boy. I used to tell my brother Teddy, lay him down here up on top and roll him down the steps. He broke his head and all that stuff. Oh, that was bad boy. Over here, we used to have a pithari. Pithari is a big clay pot, huge. And usually they bury it in the ground, and they put the grapes, crushed grapes, to make the wine. They were here. The house, it was 2 levels. The top one, and then the bottom, on the bottom we called it katoi. It was a smaller, it was a lower ceiling, and it was like a step to get in it. And we would get in through here. This is the door, and we get in it 1 step down. At the top, you could enter here, and there was a hallway going all the way to the back. And then to the right, there were 2 rooms. The first room was a salon. The second room was the bedroom. Then to the left was another room. That could be another bedroom, but that was where my mother had her atelier when she was sewing clothes. And further down was the kitchen. Now, in the kitchen, we had no running water, so my mother had to go with a pot to bring water from the neighborhood. That's where we had a common spigot that water was coming through there. In the kitchen, we've got a table to eat. It had a Atsiki, a fireplace, like be able to light a fire and cook. And on the ceiling, from the ceiling was hanging a piece of wood. It probably was a 2 by 10, and on it we used to put the bread to try to keep it away from the mice. Also, we hang from there a clouvi, and it would put cheese and protect and cover it with net to keep the flies away. On this side, somewhere down here, it was the outhouse. There was no running water, if you had to go to the bathroom, that was the place. But for at night, we have a chamber pot. In here, there was another door, and we have a small building, like attached to the main one. And in there, we had, again, it was a long one, and it had a Atsiki. That's where my mother used to cook all the time. That's where she was making somi. That's where we washed. That's where she washed the clothes. It was like work during the day. Everything, all the work was done in here. On the side, there was a room. It was all dark. Now there's windows. Before there were no windows over there, and we had the pig that we bought in the summer and fed it for the winter, Christmas, Christmas. In here, when you went in there, then there we had stored barrels of wine, damajanes with ouzo, and the wheat was stored all down on here. And also it has room that we used to put two sheep and a goat. When it was cold in the winter, that's where we used to put them. And that's the house. This is the entrance, faces east. And this is the north side. The shape and the size of the windows are kind of specific for Atsiki. And now, if they want to change to renovate the house, they will not let them change the size of the windows. From here to here, at the end of it, right here, they used to have a kotetsi. That's where we had the chickens. And there was an opening here to go out in the fields. That was the chickens. At one time, I was growing rabbits in here. But then at the end, they got too much because they would dig underneath them and go out in these fields. But we used to grow them and kill them for food. I used to do all that stuff. I used to love the chickens. Okay? The houses in Atsiki, they build using mud and rocks. The rocks that came from a quarry up in Zumula. It's a hill not too far away from Atsiki. The roof, the tiles, they were local made. They had there was a family with 4 boys, and they used to make them with clay and fire them. That's the well they came from there. Now, this is the north side, and all the houses on the north side, they used to try to put cement stock on it, because the mud with the wind and rain used to wash off, and every summer they would go back and put more mud. But if you had money, you would put stock so it can hold it together. Well, that's the house. It's still there. Nobody in it. Okay. I know we miss it. I do. Bye-bye.